Hey everybody who picks a parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny, here with your Game Time Decision Wednesday, January 26th edition. And I am joined with our favorite knuckleheads, Nick and Tim Morrow. Gentlemen, how are we doing today? How's it going? What's crack-a-lackin'? All that good stuff?
It's going good. Continuing to just roll along with the season. I apologize for not having the show yesterday. It was our dad's birthday, and we decided to hang out with him instead. So, sorry, Woodies, but it happens. But hey, we're back right at it today. Nice big NBA slate. I like it. I'll even give you guys a little bit of a parlay after I go over the slate. I mean, if you guys saw Morning Wood, you guys already know what it is, but I'm excited for this one. So it should be a good game, a good day of slate.
Awesome sauce. Nick Earl, you ready for NHL tonight?
Yeah, it's a lighter slate, but I like a few spots, a decent amount tonight. So it should be an interesting slate. And I think tonight may be the night that chalk finally stops hitting, because chalk has been like unbelievably successful the last few days. And
It has.
It's going to be one of those nights where everybody who plays chalk may have a really miserable night. I have a feeling that a few underdogs are really live tonight.
That's fair. We'll talk about NHL in a second. We're going to get over to the NBA. We'll be right back. Nick Earl. My man Tim Earl is going to give you the NBA injury report, update, COVID news, all that good stuff, who's in, who's not, for tonight's NBA slate. Don't forget to check him out and this really cool dude named Detroit Lenny tonight for shooting hoops at 9 o'clock Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific time. I think that's what time it is.
Yes, 9 o'clock. Yep.
Okay. All right. I was guessing. All right. Tim Earl, take it away.
Sounds good. We actually got a 10-game NBA slate for today, so a little bit of a bigger slate. We'll go ahead and start it off. We get the Milwaukee Bucks into Cleveland to take on the Cavs. Only injury here is Jared Allen, who's going to be questionable with a non-COVID illness. Other than that, like Lauri Markkanen remains out, and Grayson Allen, this is his one-game suspension from that foul in Caruso. A little bit of a ridiculous suspension, I think, but it happens. But for this game, I'm actually on the dog. I grabbed the Cleveland Cavaliers plus 4.5. Sprinkle on the money line as well. I just really like the Cavs in this game. Giannis is a little bit banged up. He was probable earlier today. He's no longer on the injury report, but a little bit of a knee problem for him. So questionable there, but he's good to go for today's game. Next up, we get the Hornets and the Pacers. Debutant Sabonis will be out for the Pacers today. He's having some issues with his ankle, so he's set to miss a few games there. Gordon Hayward is also going to be out on the Charlotte side, and then Miles Turner on the Indiana side. Ultimately, I don't really have anything from this game, but those are going to be your injuries for this game. After probably one of the biggest comebacks in the NBA this year, we get the Clippers coming on a second leg of a back-to-back against the Magic. Clippers coming off of that 35-point comeback against the Wizards last night. Yeah, Nick had the Clippers money line. He goes, yep, easiest money I've made. Not a doubt, no sweat. But in this one, Clippers are still without Paul George. Morris remains out. He's been out since the 23rd. He did not play in last night's game. Orlando is as healthy as they have been all year. I'm grabbing the Magic tonight. I grabbed them at plus money. I got them plus 105. I believe they're now a 1-point favorite in this game. Pull that up. Magic. 1.5-point favorites now over the Clippers. I think this is a letdown spot after the Clippers' big comeback yesterday. I'm grabbing the Magic. I got them at plus 105 on the money line. Kings and the Hawks is next up. De'Aaron Fox is questionable for today's game with an ankle injury. He should be okay to go, though. Terrence Davis is going to be sidelined. He revealed a right wrist tendon, his ECU tendon in his wrist. He injured that. He's set to be sidelined for quite a while. And then Hunter, back injury, went through shoot-around, will be a game-time decision for Atlanta. And then Bogdanovich is expected to have a minutes restriction, but is expected to play today for Atlanta as well. Not Clippers, but Kings are on a second leg of a back-to-back. We saw what happened last night. I had the over in that Boston game last night. Boston put up 100 and 28 points, and I couldn't get the over. I don't think that happens again tonight. I went over the statistics in the ESB show with how bad the Kings actually shot last night. That doesn't happen again. I'm going right back to the wall. I grabbed the over in this game. I got it at 233. The line's currently at a 230, so kind of missed a little bit of line movement. I still think this one gets into the 240s. Atlanta is a high-paced team, and I think the Kings run with them. Kings don't play defense, but I think they shoot at least a little bit better tonight, grabbing the over in that game. The Knicks and the Heat are up next. Derrick Rose remains out for the Knicks. He's going to be out for a while. He had right ankle surgery, reevaluated in 8 weeks, and that was a little bit before Christmas. So he's got that was 4 weeks ago, so about another 4 weeks on the sidelines. Kyle Lowry remains out with personal issues. Robinson is expected to play today with an ankle injury. Other than that, everybody else should be good to go. This line was a 7.5 last night when I was looking it up. Now it's down to a 5.5. So at this point, I kind of would lean the Knicks. Even with the line moving down, I feel like this could be an interesting spot for it. And but I personally did not get to this game. Probably my favorite game of the night. The Nuggets are at the Nets. Nuggets are 2.5 point favorites now. So I got it at a pick'em. I got Denver at a pick'em. So that one's actually moved quite nicely in my favor. Barton will be questionable with a hamstring injury on the Nuggets side. Once again, with the Nets, no Durant tonight and no Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving cannot play in New York. That's kind of one of the deals. And then Nicholas Claxton will be out as well, along with still no Joe Harris. I don't know anybody who's going to be able to defend Nikola Jokic on this Nets team. So we're going and grabbing the Nuggets, and then we'll also bring up the parlay that I'm going to have after I'm done with everything, but it will be from this game. Raptors and the Bulls are up next. Looking at it, Nikola Vucevic is probable today with a left patella contusion. He's going to play. He'll be fine. Fred VanVleet is listed as questionable in this game with a knee injury. He did not play in the last game, so err on the side of caution with him. Lonzo Ball is still going to be out for a while. And then Scotty Barnes is a little bit banged up. He's questionable with a wrist injury. I have nothing in this game. It would be a lean towards the Raptors. This line has pretty much stayed exactly where it was this morning. So it would be a lean towards the Raptors, but nothing going on in that game. Memphis Grizzlies go to the Spurs in the next one. Desmond Bane is questionable with COVID protocols, so it's a little bit more optimistic. I know he's been out the past couple of games. He has not played since the 17th. The fact that he's listed as questionable is quite optimistic. I think that he will most likely play. Still no Dylan Brooks. He's expected to be sidelined 3 to 5 weeks, and that was about 3 weeks ago, so another couple days to 2 weeks for his left ankle sprain. So we'll see with him. Brandon Clark is also questionable with a back injury. Kyle Anderson has been out for a while. So a couple injuries on that Grizzlies side, but I'm still back in the Grizzlies. Spurs are on a second leg of a back-to-back after blowing out the Rockets. But I feel like the more rested team is going to come out and take care of business. I got the Grizzlies to win this one. I think they win by double digits. 2 games left. Phoenix is at Utah. And we actually just saw these two teams play a couple days ago, and that was in Phoenix. It was an 11-point spread, and I think the game finished as a 6-point game or something of that nature. But Utah will still be without Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. On the Suns side, Suns will be without DeAndre Ayton, and they'll be out without JaVale McGee and Cameron Payne, along with Jay Crowder now. So a bunch of injuries in this game. Not really what you would want to see from two of the best teams in the West, the number 1 and number 14 currently in the West. This game has dropped. I got the Suns at -4. I got it at a bad line. It's down to 1.5. I still think the Suns win this game, and I think they can still win this game by double digits. Just the fact that no Gobert and no Mitchell, I think that this Jazz team is going to struggle to score. I'm going to take the Suns -4.5 for this game. Final game of the night. Dallas Mavericks are in Portland to take on the Blazers. Once again, no Dame for the Blazers. No Covington, no Nance, no Nasir Little for the Portland Trailblazers as well. No Hardaway for the Dallas Mavericks. I got nothing on this game. It's a pass for the last one in the night. So nothing in this game, but this one should be another good one. It would be a lean towards the Blazers just because they've been covering spreads lately, but I did not get to anything in this game. Final thing I wanted to mention, I kind of set up a same game parlay. Nikola Jokic triple-double, Harden triple-double, Nuggets on the money line. Jokic, nobody's going to be stopping him on this Nets lineup. Harden, he's got nobody else. He's the only one on the court pretty much for the Nets tonight, minus like Mills, who can score a little bit. But Harden triple-double, he's going to be the offense tonight, and I think the Nuggets win. $100 bet will cash you $1,667. So I'm going to be sprinkling a little bit on that tonight, grabbing Jokic triple-double, Harden triple-double, and the Nuggets money line. But that is all of the NBA news and reports for today. Back to you, Lenny. Let's get it.
That's me. I'm Lenny. Listen, I don't mind that parlay at all. We talked about this prior to the show, and it's exactly that. It's the Jokic Harden game. Yep. It's not even the Nuggets and the Nets. I don't know why we're calling it that. These two are going to be obviously the MVPs of both teams. So it's just going to be that. So I love that. I love that parlay. Good stuff on the NBA. We are going to bring Nick Earl in, and we're going to be back with you in a minute, Tim Earl. Before I forget, if you guys are just new joining the chat or anything like that, if you've got any questions, any comments, concerns about tonight's game, NBA or NHL, drop them in the chat. Be more than happy to go over them here right after the NHL injury report. And don't forget to hit the like button, people. Do not forget. So, Nick Earl, there's a hell of a... I know you mentioned this earlier about the dogs, and I was kind of looking at them, and there's 5 games on tonight. 4 out of 5 of them pretty heavy favorites. I'm not surprised if 2 of those favorites lose. I'm not surprised by that. I will say that. So, if 2 out of the heavy favorites lose, then you're happy. It's an underdog day, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. All right, let's talk about the NHL injury report. I'm going to give you the floor. Take it away.
Yeah, we're going to kick it on off here with the Anaheim Ducks and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs are on minus 270 home favorites in this one here. John Gibson and Jack Campbell both confirmed for these teams. Derek Grant, Josh Manson, Adam Henrique, and Sonny Milano still remain out for the Anaheim Ducks. On the other side, it looks like Kashe could be back in the lineup for Toronto. They will still be without Muzzin and Robertson. I took a shot on the dog in this one. We were talking about dogs. This is the first dog I like in this spot here. I think that Anaheim's been playing a lot better as of late, and I don't think this team should be a plus 200 versus almost anybody. So this is a very sneaky team here. I like Anaheim money line here today in that one. San Jose at Washington. James Reimer and Ilya Samsonov confirmed in net for these two teams. Obviously, with Reimer in net, Aiden Hill is not available. Aiden Hill is supposed to be the starter here. They're also going to be without Erik Karlsson, and they're still without Middleton and LeBlanc. On the other side, they have no Nick Jensen. He's been out for a little bit, and they're still without TJ Oshie. This Washington offense struggles without Oshie. This team struggles without Oshie. I think they're 3-8 or something along those lines when he's not in the lineup this year. And this is another team where I'm not trusting to lay over $2 with this team. Absolutely not. I'm going to take a shot here once again with the underdog. I'm going to be doing that for the first few games here. I like the Sharks on the money line here. I think this is a potential upset spot as well. I do not trust Washington, and I'm someone who has a Washington Capitals future to win the Stanley Cup this year, and I have an Alex Ovechkin MVP ticket, so that should tell you everything you need to know about how I feel about this Washington Capitals team. I don't think they win tonight. I think this is at the very least, they struggle to get a win tonight. They're coming off a 1-0 loss to Vegas, where they had a few decent shots. They had Robin Lehner actually stood on his head in that game. And San Jose is coming off an embarrassing loss, and they've had a few days to sit on that. So I think that this could be a pissed-off Sharks team coming into this game, and I think that this is a spot where Sharks can potentially upset them here tonight. Third game of the night, Calgary Flames and Columbus Blue Jackets. Jacob Markstrom confirmed for the Calgary Flames. Elvis Merzlikins confirmed for Columbus. Merzlikins is not a bad home goalie. These are two healthy teams as well. Calgary's only missing Tyler Pitlick, which I think is a third or fourth line center. And there's not really much other than deep depth pieces that Columbus is missing here, and a third string goalie. Once again, another live home dog. This is the home dog I really like. We have Elvis Merzlikins, which I think is 10-3-1 at home this year. So he's a much better home goalie than he is a road goalie. We have Calgary coming in off of a massive win over St. Louis, 7-1 in their last game. So I think that everybody's going to be overreacting to that result and taking Calgary in this game. Watch out for Columbus. They're extremely inconsistent, but they can pull off some very stunning upsets like we saw with them do a few games ago against Carolina. So this team is always live for an upset, and I think tonight, once again, they're another live dog. I think all these dogs are live. I think you make an argument for all of them, for all 5 games tonight. Next one up here with the Chicago Blackhawks and the Detroit Red Wings here. Marc-Andre Fleury confirmed for the Chicago Blackhawks. Of course, no surprise here. The Red Wings won't confirm a goalie until about 10 minutes before the game time, and I hate this team for it. Every freaking time. And we know it's Alex Nedeljkovic. Please freaking confirm it, please. Thomas Greiss is out with COVID. There's no other goalie they're going to be putting into confirm the goalie. You're the last team. There's a 10 o'clock game tonight. This is a 7:30 game. There's a 10 o'clock game, and both their goalies are confirmed. Get your stuff together, Detroit. All right? Thank you. Tyler Johnson's going to be out for this matchup here for Chicago, as well as Stillman. On the other side, no Grenstrom, obviously no Greiss, no Stretcher, no Verona. Verona, the Stretcher, have been out for a while. Once again, I got this at Chicago plus 115. I think the wrong team's favored in this game. I think this should be more like minus 105, minus 110 for Chicago, not where I got it at, which was plus 115. I think it's around a pick 'em now, even though a lot of tickets are coming in on the Red Wings. The line continues to go down. I think that's a little bit of a fishy spot there. 1-800 gambler the game, though. So definitely when it comes to Chicago and Detroit.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, we're going to move on to the final game here, the marquee matchup of the night. Boston, Colorado. Linus Ullmark versus Darcy Kemper. Both these goalies are confirmed. Boston will be without Grizzlick. They'll be without Frederick, and they'll be without Foligno in this matchup here. Colorado will continue to be without Bowen Byram and Ryan Murphy for this matchup. And for this one, we get 2 good offenses, including Colorado, and we're taking an under. So I like under 6 in this final matchup here. But back to you, Detroit Lenny, in your studio.
Listen, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I agree with you on the first 3 games. I will say that I think you could, for real, like you said, you made a good point. You could make an argument for every dog tonight. You could make a case for every dog tonight in the bunch. I think the Ducks are a live dog. I like the Ducks and the Blue Jacket. As if you hold a gun in my head and make me pick 2 underdogs tonight, I'm taking the Ducks and I'm taking the Blue Jackets at home. That's my deal breaker. I mean, yes, I'm a Red Wings fan. That's my deal breaker on why I'm taking the Red Wings, though. Better home team than the Blackhawks are a better road team.
And then shouldn't they be a bigger favorite then? If they're a better home
they
team?
They should. But sometimes
fishy
it's just because it's a rivalry game. I mean, this is original 6 hockey. This is the 2 teams that 2 of the teams started it all. So I mean, every time they match up, you could throw the records out, really. I mean, for every time they match up, that kind of thing. Real quick, I'm gonna bring Tim in.
By the way, I do have some
breaking
news that I got from the NHL app, and this does have an effect on Tim. You can bring him in. You can bring him in for this one.
Okay.
I didn't do it. He brought it. I'm just saying.
I don't want to be involved. I know what it is.
Sabres goaltender Aaron Dell has been banned 3 games for his interference hit.
3?
An absolutely dirty, disgusting hit.
It was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible hit. It was dirty. I don't think it was.
He's got a history of it.
He does have a history of it. it's not the dirtiest thing I've seen.
NHL.
It's
I think
not the dirtiest thing I've seen.
Yeah. No.
Look,
I think the worst
by any
punishment
means,
that they could have made for that was to force the Buffalo Sabres to have him in goal for 10 straight games. Because then we could fade his ass every single game.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, I just don't think he's relevant. I mean, if anything, but also
they're trying to take away the cup from us. They're trying to take
it away. It's conspiracy.
No.
That's what it is.
They're trying to take away.
Banning Aaron Dell or suspending Aaron Dell is only
for 3 games though. That's it. 3 games.
3 games.
I mean,
That's
not. I mean, that's an easy 10-game suspension.
That's
in my opinion. You can't do that because you preach. It's kind of like quarterbacks in the NFL. You preach, protect the quarterback. Well, they preach in the NHL. You can't hit the goalie interference. You can't do this, you can't do that. And that's why they have red lines on the ice, and all that. You got to protect them. And when they decide they want to throw a hit and play with it's like that TikTok. Oh, you want to rock with the big boys? And now all of a sudden he wants to throw a hit. But if somebody would have hit him, he'd be crying foul. And if they would have hit him, they would have been suspended at least 10 games.
And I want to say, this is the last thing I'll say about this, because there's one goalie that comes to mind that this would have happened if they were playing the Sabres last night. If this was Sabres and Blues, we would have seen at center ice Jordan Binnington and Aaron Dell throwing hands.
And they should have.
And if you're the goalie in the last couple minutes of the game, I don't care. You have a shutout going. You go down there and you throw hands with Aaron Dell. If you're Matt Murray, you throw hands with Aaron Dell there.
There's nothing better in the NHL than when 2 goalies fight.
Than a goalie fight.
It's nothing at center ice because it's very WWE Royal Rumble. Let's get ready. Like you just see them in all their pads trying to strip all that stuff off and slowly skate to center ice, or in their version it's fast but it's really slow, and then when they get there all they do is just lunge at each other and go down, unless you're Patrick Roy, and then you get beat the hell up. But that's a Wings Colorado thing. So.
I have to look up goalie fights on YouTube now. I have never
look up the Colorado Wings early 90s matchup and you'll see the fight, the brawl. It's like a 17-minute fight. All 5 players on the ice are fighting, plus the goalies. And there's only 3 refs. So they're I don't know. And there was blood. So it's great. Goalies fight. But real quick, my props for this Red Wing game. I got Robbie Fabry, anytime point. 1 or more point. He was plus money. Dylan Larkin, 2+ points, plus 250 or something like that it was. I'm trying to think. And Tyler Bertuzzi and Lucas Raymond. I got them all just to get a point.
Lucas Raymond's cooled down an awful lot. He's had 1 goal in the last 18 games.
He's also, he's a rookie. So
all I'm saying is Trevor Zegras for Calder Trophy.
There's also this guy called Cedar. What's his name?
Zegras deserves the award.
Deserves, I don't know. Who's done more for their team? Anyways, let's get into game time decision.
Zegras has.
You don't. Tim Earl.
Anaheim's actually in a playoff spot right now. What's your point?
So are the Red Wings.
No, they're not.
There's a lot of hockey left. They're only one spot out of a wild card. 1 spot. They're exactly where I thought they would be right now. A bubble berth team. A fringe playoff team. They might make it. They might not. If there's 8 spots or whatever, they're going to finish between 7 and 9. Between 7 and 10 in that conference. That's where
I also put in a future yesterday, a long shot future. I got it 50-1. Now they're 45-1. The Islanders to win the cup.
I don't know. I'm not gonna talk to you off that because I know it's nice and juicy. So.
Well, plus they got 4 games in hand over a bunch of people. Yeah. Islanders have only played 35 games when some of the other teams like Washington's played 43, Pittsburgh's played 42, Detroit's played 42. So.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I think a sneaky undercover Calgary team that's only played 37 games could backdoor their way into some stuff too.
I gave Calgary out at I think 50-1 in the beginning of the season in my future show to win the Stanley Cup. I gave Calgary, Carolina, and Seattle. Those were my three that I gave out to win Stanley Cup.
I mean, right now in that conference, they're one spot out of a wild card, and they've played.
And who really is going to come out?
37 games.
Conference?
The West is soft, bro.
You got the Avs, the Knights, and the Wild. That's about all you've got in the West.
The West is soft.
Blues.
I like
Blues are a decent team. Blues
They're a good playoff team.
I gave the Blues out to win the division at 16-1. Obviously,
and I like the Preds, but
Preds are going to regress.
Vegas and Colorado
we can get into
overrated.
that, and we can get that into that picks and show next week.
We will for sure. I'm gonna jump over to the chat real quick. Say hi to some people. Lex says, "What's happening? What's happening?" Brian Rojas says, "What's up? What up?" Lex likes Detroit and DC. Who's DC?
Washington,
DC.
Oh, duh. It's been a week.
I'm not a fan of the Capitals tonight. Not a fan price.
That's fair. Sean Austin likes the Mavs under and the Nuggets money line.
I can't talk them off of the Mavs under. They're the biggest under team in the NBA this year. And Nuggets, I'm all over.
Do you like the Mavs straight up against Portland?
No.
Okay.
It would be a lean towards Portland.
I bet Portland plus 3.5.
The books have kind of underpriced Portland since Damian Lillard has gone out, and they've covered a bunch of games. So it would be a lean towards Portland. I remember Portland was once like dead last against the spread in the NBA, and now they're I think 6th or 7th from the bottom. So they've been working their way up. This is a team that's starting to cover games. So no, I don't like the Mavs straight up.
Fair enough. This has been Game Time Decision. Do not forget, if you guys have not already, you should already be liked, subscribed, ring the bell for notifications, all that for the Picks and Parlay channel. Don't forget about the ESB YouTube channel. Tons of free content over there. ESB.com, their website. All kinds of free contest stuff going on. Promos. A sweet promo. I'm going to pull up the banner right here. ESB, Earl Sports Bets. We just call me. Everybody knows ESB. But in case you're new, it's earlsportsbets.com/promo. 7-day package. Only $49. It has got a ton. There's a ton of value there. Just a ton. Because if you watch these guys for one day, you'll realize what we all talk about is there's more content coming out from the Earl Sports Bets. And especially on the 7-day package, you're gonna make your money back. Talk about value. There's value there.
Not to mention, I did put as the bottom scroller thing. That is our record in college basketball this year. We are 117 games over 500, up 67 units. So even if you just follow our college basketball, we've been red hot.
Fair enough. By the way, Sean Austin says Mavs could hit a damn bucket in the fourth quarter against Golden State.
I was on Mavericks last night, so I know.
Angel likes the Toronto over. In that Raptor game, and the Bulls, 219. I have it at.
I don't know. I didn't bet that game. It'd be lean towards the Raptors. No real feel on the total.
Fair. Gloria says the 7-day package is a deal. There you go. Facts, folks. There's your first 5-star review. If she could give you 5 stars, she'd probably give you 5.5. So, it just says yes. There you go. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Don't forget, we're here every Monday through Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern. Go over all your NBA, NHL needs, wants, comments, questions, concerns. I'm Detroit Lenny. That's Nick Earl. That's Tim Earl. We'll see you guys tomorrow. You know the drill. Good luck, everybody. Unless you're against me.
Sabres for the cup.
Never going to.